everybody, and welcome to the Managing Stress workshop for the AP Summit. My name is Ms. Guardado.
And I'm Mrs. Morton.
And we're going to go ahead and dive into how you guys can manage stress.
So our objectives today are to help you define stress, understand stress reduction and stress management, and also to identify ways to reduce stress.
So you guys are going to need some materials for this workshop. You're going to need paper for notes, a writing utensil, a digital or physical copy of Self-Care Assessment, which can be found on the AP Summit webpage, and the most important thing, an open mind.
So first thing we want to do is we want to define what is stress. So stress is a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. So this may look different in different people. Sometimes it causes physical or emotional reactions. It's different for everyone. So what may cause you stress might not bother someone else, and vice versa.
So is stress always negative? Stress is a normal reaction to the demands and struggles of everyday life. So stress can help keep us alert, productive, and can help us get through tough situations. However, when we experience too much stress, it can have serious symptoms.
Here's a list of acute symptoms. So acute symptoms, they can be brief, they can be intense. These are caused by short-term stressors. So there's three different kinds. There's physical, there's emotional, and behavioral. So take a minute, look over the chart, and see what those are.
So now that you looked at the acute symptoms, there's also chronic symptoms of stress. So these are more long-lasting and they can be more severe in the long term. We definitely want to avoid these chronic symptoms. You guys can check out what they are in the chart to the right.
Okay, so we want to talk about how are we going to manage and reduce our stress. So it is important to learn how to live a balanced life. So we're going to actually take a moment right now and we're going to have you brainstorm some ways that can help reduce stress.
So go ahead and pause this video and think about some techniques and practices that help you reduce stress. Here are some ideas from you guys. So maybe eating healthier food, meditating, getting sleep, exercising, and keeping a journal. But go ahead and make your own list.
Okay, now that you've had a chance to kind of brainstorm and think about some ways that you can manage stress, let's talk about some of your habits and what effects they might have on your stress levels. So let's think about time management. How much sleep are you getting? How is your nutrition? What are you eating? Are you moving? Are you exercising? And how much time are you spending on social media? Are these things that you're doing, are they helping to reduce your stress level, or might they be causing you more stress?
Okay, so now that we've thought about those habits, we're going to go ahead and get into the activity. So please access the document titled Self-Care Assessment. Again, it's located on the AP Summit webpage, and this is what the assessment actually looks like. So if we look at the self-care assessment, the way you're going to fill it out is you're going to give each question a number. So 1 will mean that you do that poorly, 2 will mean that you do that okay, and 3 would be that you do that task well. So for example, physical self-care, eat healthy foods. So depending on if you do or don't eat healthy foods, you're going to put a check, you're going to check the box and then just keep going through the assessment. So pause the video again and work on your self-care assessment. Be as honest as possible with your responses and try not to overthink the answers too much.
Okay, now that we've had time to kind of do our self-assessment, let's talk about some changes that we can make that will be positive for us. So what changes can we make now that will help us reduce our stress?
So mindset is probably one of the biggest changes that you can work on to help you manage stress. So there's 2 types of mindsets. One is fixed and one is a growth mindset. So basically you can apply growth mindset to almost every aspect in your life. So for example, when you think about your skills, if you have a fixed mindset, you might think that whatever skill set you have right now is something that's not going to change and it's something that you're born with it. You're either good at it or you're not. A growth mindset would look at your skills as something that can always improve, something that comes from hard work, and something that isn't fixed. So you can go ahead and think about different aspects in your life that you think you might have a fixed mindset on, and think about how you can transition to a growth mindset.
A little bit more on the growth mindset. You can read this list of ways to have a growth mindset. A couple of my favorites are recalling past successes. I like to think back at a time in my life when I felt successful and that I had a win, and I like to think about how that made me feel and what steps I took to get there. Another one that I really like is recognizing that you have a choice. A lot of times we feel like we don't have a choice, but you always do. Whether it be academically or socially, you get to make the choice how you handle the situation.
So remember that even a small change can make an impact over time. We want you guys to be patient with yourselves as you try and manage stress. It's something that definitely doesn't happen overnight. And remember that your counselor is always available to speak with you. We might be distance learning right now, but you guys can always reach us via email, and we'll do our best to support you.
Thank you so much for listening to our presentation, and we wish you good luck with your AP class or classes this next year.